If you don't turn your stuff in and you end up blowing through your closing date, there's a good chance that you lose your earnest money deposit, right?
Yeah, so that's not a small penny.
Yeah, no, it's not. There's no missed dream houses, no earnest money, no lawsuits, no misunderstandings. All right, Keith, so communication, right? So we want to talk about communication and kind of what the gaps, because we see this as kind of a challenge a lot of consumers have with their realtors. Oh, they didn't communicate. So why does communication matter?
You want to make sure that there's no miscommunication. You want to be in front of everything, making sure that you're telling everybody what's important, and also communication is maybe leaving out one or two details that isn't important to confuse people. Give them the facts that they need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. What are some of the common ones that we tend to hear?
Things like delayed closings. If you tell them the actual date of when things are happening, you're obviously able to make sure to have a deadline and a goal of something to achieve. That's something that we see a lot of the time, making sure that people don't meet those expectations.
Yeah, whether it's a closing or inspection or appraisal, like always be foreshadowing what's going to take place next. What are the things that'll transpire between those time gaps, right? Like, okay, next, we're now under contract. You need to turn in your earnest money deposit. Once you're done turning in your earnest money deposit, then we have the inspection. Here's a list of inspectors you could consider bringing on board. After the inspection, then an appraiser, right? And laying all those things out.
If you're always one step ahead of the game, you're always communicating and letting them know what the next step is.
And then the opportunity for a delayed closing because paperwork didn't get turned in or something didn't get hit, the chances are slimmer, right?
Yep.
What else?
We want to set clear expectations. We want to make sure that everybody knows what my job is, what your job is, and when I'm trying to communicate to you, it's for reasons that we need information. It's not just because we want to say.
And the ramifications if you miss something, right? If you don't turn your stuff in and you end up blowing through your closing date, I mean, there's a good chance that you lose your earnest money deposit, right?
Yeah, so that's not a small penny.
Yeah, no, it's not. So what are some solutions for agents and clients? What are some of the stuff that we utilize in order to keep people in the loop?
I like to set a calendar, make sure I'm on top of the ball, so that way we can say what this step is, and as you said before, goal set. Make sure that you're at your next step. Communicate, almost over communicate, saying, hey, your earnest money is due in 2 days. And then when that hurdle is achieved, you always have something else to look forward to.
Yeah, I know our operations staff for our agents always put important dates on your calendar, right? Hey, EMDs due, appraisals due, right? All these different things, so that way you can keep the consumers up to date. So in conclusion, we want to summarize clear and consistent communication. We want to foreshadow any future events and then what needs to take place in those time periods, right? That way we don't have any delayed closings, no missed dream houses, no earnest money, no lawsuits, no misunderstandings, which is really just a miscommunication, which it really is lack of communication, right? And we want that to be all cleared and structured. And I know one of the things we also do is we have templated emails that go out to all of our consumers that explain all of these things. So we have the agent from a communication perspective verbally, and then we have the written communication that just automatically happens upon dates so that there can be no miscommunication or misdreamed thoughts.
And the best thing with those written communications, it gives our clients an opportunity to ask us questions to make sure we're both on the same goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have any questions about how things work within real estate or how a real estate purchase or sale goes, go ahead and give me a call. Thanks.